Hey guys, in this video I'm going to speak about the way to deploy Spring Boot application to Kubernetes cluster using ArgoCD. As you can see, I work with AWS account and I create EKS cluster within it. ArgoCD is going to be installed in this EKS cluster, and ECR is the service that I use to place my application images in it. On the right side you see two repositories. The first repository is the application repository. It's going to be pretty simple application, nothing too crazy, just the HTML page that shows the environment name that comes from the application properties and the application version. And the second repository is the infrastructure repository that has two main components. The first component is the Terraform configuration for AWS account. I don't work with AWS manually. Terraform plan, Terraform apply, we're done, all the account is set up. And Kubernetes part that is going to contain the Kubernetes YAML configuration that is going to be consumed by this guy here. Apart from that, we will have two workflows. The first workflow is going to be responsible for building the image, pushing this image to the ECR, and updating the image in the deployment section of the YAML configuration for the dev environment. And the second workflow, which is going to be placed in the infrastructure repository, is going to get the application version from the inputs and raise the PR against the main branch from the infrastructure repository, and basically make sure that the same version from the dev is placed in the production environment. All right, so once we're clear about the end state, let's briefly speak about the purpose of using ArgoCD and some benefits that ArgoCD has. Right now, ArgoCD is kind of industry standard. Multiple reasons behind that. The first and probably the most important one is the reason that it uses GitOps approach, and GitOps approach means that we have a Git repository with the Kubernetes configuration. So ArgoCD basically makes sure that this Git repository is aligned with the actual Kubernetes state. So every change that you do against this repository is being pulled into the cluster. It has nice UI, which I will show you a bit later. It has multiple integrations with identity providers and SSO providers like Google and GitHub. It has multi-cluster approach. That means that if you have multiple clusters for multiple environments, you can work with all of them using just one ArgoCD instance. And the last thing is that it has tooling flexibility. In our case, we're about to use Customize, but Helm, JSON.NET, and plain YAML is also supported. Cool. All right, so let's jump into the demo part. Let me show you. So here's our HTML page. So this is the text that is going to be placed on this page, and that's the version. So let's say that we have released some application update. It's going to be version 11. Version 11 is going to be in our POM XML. And let's push this change. I'm pushing it to the dev environment, and dev environment is the environment that is going to be synchronized with Git right after we don't need to do anything manually. So once the change is pushed, let's go to the action section here. Here's our commit message. And we have two stages here. The first one is the Docker image create, and the second one is update for the dev overlay. Let me show you the dev overlay right now. So here is the base. You see this application properties that is equal staging. And here's the dev overlay, which is basically already updated. So here's the application value, application properties with environment value equals to dev. Right, since our customization YAML has been updated, let's go to ArgoCD UI. Let's hit refresh. And since we set up automatical sync, nothing needed in addition. Basically, our deployment is already updated. And let's take a look at the UI here. You see that version has been updated to version 11. Okay. All right, so once we're happy about the dev environment, what we can do, we can raise the PR for the production. Okay, to do so, I use this workflow here, and this workflow asks us about the application version that we want to update in prod. 0011, that's the version that we want to deploy, right? Since the current one is just 002. You see? All right, let's push 0011. What this workflow does, it raises the PR against the main branch. So we will see it here. Here's the PR. Here's the change. We can merge the change. And once the change is merged, we can go to the application section. We can go to prod application. We can hit refresh. And we see that deployment objects should be updated. So here's the current version. Here's the version that we're trying to implement. Let's hit sync. All right, so the application has been synced. Let's hit refresh here. All right, and 11 is already in prod. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching.